So many of us practically live in Microsoft Teams every single day, right? It's our digital office, it's where we chat, we share files, we get stuff done. We trust it. But what if that trust is being used against us? What if a feature that's supposed to make our lives easier is actually putting us at risk? Well, let's find out if your digital office has a hidden unlocked door.
So let me ask you this. While you've been so focused on locking the front door to your company's network, firewalls, antivirus, all that good stuff, could a side door have been left wide open? And what if I told you it's sitting right there inside Microsoft Teams?
And that's really the heart of the problem here. A feature that Microsoft rolled out to make things more convenient has, believe it or not, created this really dangerous security flaw. It's a classic case where the scales between convenience and risk are tipped way, way in the wrong direction. And it turns out that convenience can come at a really high price.
All right, so how in the world does a helpful little feature create such a big, dangerous flaw? Let's peel back the layers and get right into the mechanics of it.
The feature is called Cross-Tenant Chat. And I mean, on the surface, this thing sounds amazing, right? You need to quickly ping a client or a vendor? No problem. Just type in their email address and you can start a conversation, even if they're totally outside your company. It's seamless communication. What could possibly go wrong with that?
Well, the problem starts right here. This isn't some obscure setting you have to go digging for deep in the admin panel. Nope. It is enabled by default on some of the most common business licenses out there. We're talking millions of small and medium-sized businesses that probably don't even know this feature is turned on.
And this is where you see this massive gap between what was intended and what actually happened. The goal? Smooth, easy collaboration across companies. The reality, at least according to cybersecurity researchers, it's a fundamental architectural security gap, a hole in the boat that attackers are just itching to exploit.
So how does this attack actually work? Well, it's particularly devious because it's designed to completely bypass the very security systems you count on to keep you safe. It basically makes your security blind.
The whole trick hinges on this concept of a trusted tenant. See, your security software, whether it's Microsoft Defender or something else, it's trained to look for sketchy emails or malicious websites. But when a message comes from another legitimate Microsoft Teams account, it doesn't really raise any red flags. It looks trusted, like it belongs there.
And the attack itself is it's frighteningly simple. Here it is in 2 steps. Step 1, a hacker, using any old Teams account they control, sends one of your employees a message. Maybe it has a malicious file, maybe a phishing link. Step 2, because that message is coming from a trusted Teams tenant, it just sails right past your security filters and lands smack in your employee's chat window. It's that easy.
Think about that. The attacker isn't trying to batter down your front door with some complex hack. As the researchers put it, they're just casually walking in through the unlocked side entrance that this cross-tenant chat feature has basically propped open for them.
And the damage they can do once they're inside? It's severe. We're talking ransomware that can lock up your entire network, phishing links designed to steal passwords and financial info, all of it delivered through a platform that your employees are trained, day in and day out, to trust implicitly.
Okay, that was a lot of bad news, I know, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here. Not at all. There is a clear, actionable plan you can put in place to lock that side door for good.
Here are the 4 crucial steps you need to take. First up, review your external access settings. This is your direct control over that side door. Get in there and decide who, if anyone, should be allowed to contact you. You might just decide to shut it down completely. Second, create a verification policy for your staff. Give them a clear playbook for what to do when they get an unexpected message from someone outside the company. Third, and this is a big one, tighten your multi-factor authentication. MFA is your critical safety net if a password ever gets stolen. And finally, number 4, provide ongoing user awareness training. Your people are always your last and, honestly, your best line of defense. Training them to spot and question suspicious messages isn't a one-and-done thing. It's got to be constant.
So why the big rush? Why the urgency to get this done now? Because this isn't some complex, super sophisticated attack that requires a government-level hacker to pull off. It's simple, and its simplicity is exactly what makes it such a major risk.
The researchers were incredibly blunt about this. They said any scammer with a Teams account can exploit this. Just let that sink in for a second. The bar for entry for this kind of attack is practically on the floor, which means the number of potential threats is sky high.
Look, at the end of the day, protecting your company from this threat doesn't require some fancy, expensive new security software. It just requires vigilance. It's about taking 30 minutes to go look at your default settings and closing a door that probably should never have been left open in the first place.
And that really brings us to our final thought here. Microsoft Teams is just one example, right? It really forces us to ask a much bigger and, frankly, a much more important question. What other tools have we brought into our companies for the sake of convenience without really thinking through the security trade-offs? That's a question every single one of us should be asking right now.